Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about artificial intelligence and machine learning. You can see the diagram here. Here it says artificial intelligence is the bigger scope. So inside that artificial intelligence, you have machine learning. Inside machine learning, a part of it is neural network, and a part of neural network is deep learning. Now, deep learning is also called strong AI. Why it is called strong AI? That we will learn later point of time. So, before we start discussing about machine learning, we need to understand what is so special about machine learning. In traditional programming, we use an algorithm. So, suppose we want to add two numbers. Fine. So in that case, what we will have is we'll have the inputs. Say we are adding two numbers A and B. So we need to understand what is the value of A and what is the value of B. Second thing is we need to understand what is the logic of adding two numbers. So we will create a function wherein we'll pass those two numbers, and inside the function there will be implementation of one algorithm. So how do we get the resultant? We add those two numbers numerically, and that's how we get the results. However, in machine learning, we create algorithm. So in initial state, in the normal programming language, data and algorithm, these things are given. Mainly in it is algorithm where we spend a lot of time. Quality of the algorithm depends on the quality of the developer, right? Better is the developer, better is the algorithm he can provide. So what I want to convey is the quality of the traditional program will depend on person to person, how good he writes the algorithm. So it's clear that algorithm is the key which will decide how good will be the result. This is the thing that was going on for past few decades. At present, we are even thinking that fine, what next? What if we want to develop algorithm itself? So here we will have data, we will have previous results, and from those two, we will have algorithm as a result, right? Algorithm will be output of the machine learning. So machine learning will generate algorithm, and based on that, the future data will be predicted. We will go deeper on case by case basis. Neural network. Neural network is a programming technique, a method used in machine learning, a software that learns from the mistake. Neural network are based on how human brain works. So basically, this neural word comes from neuron that we have in brain. Neurons are sending messages to each other. While neurons are trying to solve a problem over and over again, it's strengthening the connection that lead to success and diminishing the connection that leads to failure. So basically, it will do multiple trials. Whenever it faces success, it will strengthen those connections. And whenever it is a failure, it will weaken that connection. It will diminish this connection. We will detail this in future discussion. Perceptron. Perceptron defines the first step into neural networks. First, we will understand each and every terminology, and in future, we will see how those particular object plays role in machine learning and artificial intelligence. Coming back to perceptrons, perceptrons defines the first step into neural network. It represents a single neuron with only one input layer and no hidden layer. So you can see there are multiple input x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 with weightage 1, w1, w2, w3, w4, w5, and it has single neuron with only input layer that you are seeing as red here, red node, right? Neural networks. Neural networks are multi-layer perceptrons. So what is multi-layer perceptrons? Here we have seen this is perceptron, right? This is having only one layer. So from input, there is after that only one layer, this red node. Now, if we have multiple nodes, here you can see one layer, this amber layer, then light blue layers, the second layer, and then this red layer. So three layers. So it is a multi-layer perceptron. In its simplest form, a neural network is made up from an input layer, amber or the yellow one. Okay, input layer, a hidden layer, blue, and an output layer, red. In the neural network model, input data are processed against a hidden layer before proceeding to the final layer. So, first level of processing is at the yellow layer. The first layer, the yellow perceptrons are making simple decisions based on input. Each single decision is sent to the perceptrons in the next layer. The first layer makes simple decisions, and after this is done, this is sent to the second layer. Second layer, the blue perceptrons are making decisions by weighing the results from the first layer. So it is taking input from the first layer, and by weighing the results from the first layer, it is making the decisions. This layer makes most complex decision at a more abstract level than the first layer. You have here you can see in the first layer, in the first node the input is coming, then it is feeding to the next layer. Each node is feeding to each node of the second layer, and the second layer is giving weightage to each of the signals that is coming from the first layer. How this weightage is given, how the calculation is done, that we'll understand in the future. Deep neural network. Deep neural network is a programming technique, a method used in machine learning, a software that learns from the mistakes. Deep neural networks are made up of several hidden layers of neural networks that perform complex operation on massive amount of data. So this is the next level of complexity, and it works on more and more complex operation. Here, one point, more and more level you go, the complexity will increase and the data required also will be more. Each successive layer uses preceding layer as input. So, blue will have input from yellow, green will have input from blue, red will have input from green. Here, our practical example is given. For instance, optical reading uses low layers to identify edges and higher layers to identify letters. What does it mean? So, for example, I am trying to read this text. So, the first thing is we need to understand the edges of the letters, right? Which is simplest, which is the simplest form of calculation. That will be done at the first level. Earlier we have read, right? The first layer, yellow perceptrons are making simple decisions. So, simple decision will be done by them. So, edges will be identified by the first layer. Now, based on that, higher layers will identify the letters. So, the layers which are coming after the yellow, they will identify the letter. In the deep neural network model, input data yellow are processed against hidden layer blue and modified against hidden layer green to produce the final output. The first layer, yellow perceptrons are making simple decision, and each single decision is sent to the next layer. Second layer, blue perceptor making by weighing the result from the first and it is doing more complex decision. Third layer, it is even more complex. This is simple to understand. So more and more layer you go, more and more complex decision it is making. Deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning responsible for AI boom and advanced kinds of ML. Now, here there is a small comparison of machine learning and deep learning. Machine learning is a subset of AI, as it is given here. Deep learning subset of machine learning uses small data set, larger data set. It is because deep learning is doing more calculation. Trained by humans, learn on its own. So of course you can understand this is more complex because it can learn on its own and so it is more advanced. Create simple algorithm, create complex algorithm. obviously. So till now we have discussed various component of artificial intelligence. In case you have some doubt, you can comment in the video and I will answer the same. For better understanding, I would suggest you can pause the video and understand each and every point. Thank you.